If I could sell machinists or manufacturing engineers instead of machines, I'd probably already be retired now. There's a huge demand for them.
We have both a 1-year and a 2-year program. The 1-year program is specifically to train people who are going to go into the machinist field. The 2-year program teaches people who are looking to be more than just a machinist, who want to go into manufacturing and maybe work with designers and engineers and finding new ways and better ways to do things.
Sometimes there's parts that are no longer made, that you can no longer find. Being able to have the knowledge and the skill to reproduce it or to make another one that's better is a really big asset.
There's not anything that you have in daily life that somebody somewhere did not have something to do in that shop. I don't care whether it's a car, airplane, motorcycle, somewhere down the line, somebody who has tool and die machinist skills have touched that product. It's work that we all depend on. A lot of it's background work where you don't see it every day. We have several specialized labs. We have a conventional machine tool lab, which has about 45 pieces of equipment in it. Lathes, milling machines, drill presses, surface grinders, and things of that nature. We have a CNC lab, which is computer numerical control machines. There's 5 machine tools in that area.
Basically, it takes your design that you create on the computer. It creates a path for the tool to go to cut out your design in a 3-dimensional form. At the end of it, you have your part. That comes into really big play when you have something like an engine or a motor where everything has to be precise.
We have 2-axis, 3-axis, and even a 5-axis horizontal milling machine in that area. About 75% of the time in a class is hands-on. That means that for every hour that you put in a lecture setting, you're going to have at least 3 hours in the lab.
What sets TSTC apart from other colleges is the Haas lab and the advanced programming software that they teach the students on. They come out of the college ready to go to work.
I get a chance to talk to a lot of kids that just come out of high school. They're working in a machine shop and want that leg up that don't know how to get there. The only way you can really get that heads up and that start would be to go to a trade school like TSTC and learn that industry's field.
Several years ago, people had the impression that working in this field was dirty, demeaning, something that you wouldn't want to do. That notion is totally false. The work is extremely good work. We have former students that are out there right now that do things like making knee joints, hip joints, prosthetics, heart valves. One of our former students made the little control arm that was mounted on the shuttle when they went up for the first time after the Columbia disaster, so that it could inspect the tiles underneath.
There's so many different aspects of the field that you could go into. You could go into engineering, you could go into machining, you could go into drafting. You're not stuck in one specific job.
Everybody that I call on, which is probably a couple thousand customers in North Texas, everybody's asking me where they can get educated machinists, somebody out of school, or where they can get help. So the job market is extremely good. Typically, TSTC graduates are actually going out into manufacturing, into the field, and they're actually running shops. You'll see some guys out there that's been working for a company for 10, 15 years and still trying to get a lot of the basics down. Where it seems like a TSTC graduate, they've already got those skills. So basically, we're just training them in our market. They're in high demand. High demand.
TSTC is one of the first places I come to look for a student to come into my shop, because I can pull machinist out. If I need a draftsman, I can get a draftsman. You know, I can get me an engineer. I can get whatever I need. They're going to have it in that program, and I know that they're going to come out highly trained.
I would recommend TSTC for the simple fact it helped me out in my life so much. With the trade skill that I learned, I'm thankful for it.
The atmosphere at TSTC is easygoing, but you learn a lot and it's a great experience.
There's a lot of wonderful idea people out in the world that can't make anything. I haven't seen anyone who is truly a machinist, a tool and die maker, who are ever bored at their job. The work is always good, clean, and exciting work, because it's something that you're creating with your hands and with your mind.